Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a nice game to share with you from the 1998 Dortmund tournament. On the white end, Vladimir Kramnik, and he's playing against Peter Svidler. Okay, this is an excellent model game against the Grünfeld Defense. I think we can file this one under the technical knockout category. Not a whole lot of tactics, very simple, accurate play by Kramnik. And if you happen to be looking for a good game that demonstrates the strength of a central majority, I think this is one to have a look at more than once. We really do get to see the role these pawns play as they roll. Now, the setup here for white, bishop goes on its most active diagonal, and the knight is thrown on rank 2, avoiding any irritating pin. Attack and defense of d4, and now the immediate exchange of c-pawns so that the black queen could insert the check. Counterattack. Queen goes back home. The offer of a draw in a way. Of course, if the bishop goes here, we could be repeating moves. White, of course, wants more and says so with d5. Best move here is knight e5. That's what black plays. If you capture the rook, that's a good way to lose. There'd now be two threats, and you can't parry both. So, knight e5 straight away. Don't have to react. Here is white to this threat. There's now a pin, a protected piece there. Okay. This would not be a good capture. Exchanging light square bishop for the dark square bishop. No way. Can't give up that fianchettoed bishop, but after castles, this is now a threat. This is where white reacts. Queen b6 is the follow-up, and now one of those don't try this at home type moves, or you better know what you're doing if you're going to play this next move. Kramnik could simply castle here, fine move, but he's going for more. This is where we see the pawns roll. f4 on board. Before you play that move, you have to have a reply. You have to know what you're doing after knight g4, the move played in the game. The queen is looking to sweep in now. White's move, bishop d4. This is where black now goes wrong. What is considered best is to exchange bishops and queens, and then put an emphasis on this idea here, challenging white's most invasive pawn. You'll notice in this very position where the white king is, on rank 1, there are a couple sensitive points in white's camp, and that is the knight being unprotected. This is tactically there, based on the unprotected knight. And also this guy here. So right around the corner, there's knight f6, increasing the pressure on these 2 points. It would be nice if this king was a little bit closer on one of these 2 squares so that he can secure these 2 sensitive points. Compare that with what happens in the game. Black inserts this check. White blocks, and we get the exchange of queens, and now this king arrives on rank 2. He is now only a blink away from securing these 2 sensitive squares. The follow-up here is e5. White is winning in this position, but with only one move. Important middle game position. I wonder if you can spot what the only winning move is. Feel free to pause the video and see what you come up with. Okay, only move that wins, move played in the game, h3. Now, what's going on here? There is a fight going on over the e5 square. After e5, what are some things we could know? We could say that this guy is passed, connected and passed. So maybe we don't want to give that guy up so easily. So if you're considering capturing en passant, we're giving up a very big pawn with that exchange. Also, if you're capturing on e5, you'd be giving up a very big square to this knight. White does not want to give up control over that f4 square so easily. So he gives this knight a kick. And now where do you go? In the game, black captures the bishop. What other options are there? If you react, this guy falls, and this is completely winning for white. What are you doing about this threat? You defend with the bishop. It's undermined with g4. The only other way to defend the knight on e4 is to play f5, but that would give white 2 passed pawns. And if you move the knight, well, he's dead after h4. So, really can't move the knight. You just have to go in for this sequence. Pawn takes bishop, pawn takes knight. And in this position, if black tries d3, might seem appealing, but there's a convenient defense. The knight would be able to play to c3 and block and scoop up this pawn shortly thereafter. In the game, though, black goes with g5. So this is the first moment where black is on move, and he has the unopposed dark square bishop. What is g5 looking to do? Break down the color complex where white is most sensitive, the dark squares. He wants this to become a whole. White says, no. I will secure f4. I will maintain control over e5. Now the g-pawn is picked up. In comes e5. So look at the material count here. White is down a pawn. But, frequently in endgames, there's a term that's thrown around, or a couple terms, active and passive. Frequently, those terms are used to describe rooks, but we can apply them here to the king positions. The very active versus passive black king. There is value in this. There is like a hidden pawn in this white king because of its activity. Now, there's already the threat to win the material back, and look at these guys. Monsters. What black plays here? Bishop takes knight. What other tries are there? Black goes for bishop takes knight. We go into this opposite color bishop position. What other tries are there here? Can black be successful breaking down this structure here, the one that restricts the unopposed bishop? It's not there. I had a look at f6. That's not working because of discovered check. Followed up with e6. You cannot allow this as black. Okay. Anything else? This is the only other way. h5 and then h4. That's not working either. After h4 is in there, you can take on h4 and then take advantage of the g file. Something like this, pivoting here, looking to double, maybe go here, maybe go there. Completely winning position for white. So, in the game, it's bishop takes knight, opposite color bishop position. Black has an eye on the c3 square. This move here, aggressive and also defensive. After rook c3, this is white's way to maintain this pawn, to maintain f4, to maintain e5. White continues to restrict the bishop. Black doubles. In comes d6, only 2 steps away now from queening. Beautiful pawn chain here, and an excellent open diagonal for the bishop now. In comes b5, rook takes rook, very simple play. You cannot recapture with the rook. If you recapture with the rook, there's d7. These guys cannot stop d8 equals queen. So you have to recapture with the pawn, and now this guy is ready to do something. They're both on light squares, and there's a trick after e6 you cannot take. There would be a fork. So we essentially now have connected passed pawns. They cannot be stopped. In the game, it's king f8. Is there some other try? If the bishop goes here, we're still pushing, and next there's this idea of bishop here, bishop there, and promotion. No good way to deal with that. In the game, it's king f8, e7 check, king e8, and one final shot here, a 30-move game. Bishop takes f7 check. Black resigns. Look at this position. What do? If you move the king, we're going to have promotion. White's going to win the exchange. And if you take the bishop, if you thought 2 passed pawns of the 6th rank were very good, look at these central pawns. You can now not stop white from queening, threatening to take the rook or even push. Completely winning. Anyhow, feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.